my name is James Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about the chance of a landlord exodus. It's something we hear a lot. We've done content where we've talked about HMRC. They've surveyed landlords. They've got data. They know who you are, and if you're a landlord or if you're not a landlord, they know how many are leaving. Well, they think quite a lot are leaving. We've also had insurance companies that insure landlords. Simply Business did some interviews with landlords and found a staggering amount of landlords are considering leaving. But you've got some positive news as well. You've got rents that are increasing because that makes landlords more money. I've done a video this week where I talked about yields are actually increasing in some areas. In Wales, you can get nearly 9% yield on your investment, which is pretty solid. So in this video, I think we need to discuss what's the probability of more landlords leaving the market. And I want your feedback. If you are a landlord, comment below. Let me know. Are you in? Are you out? Are you undecided in the market? I think it's important that we have these discussions. So do comment below. And before we jump into this, if you're new around here and you haven't done before, do subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification. We're a smidge away from 50,000 subscribers. You can see that around this video. I'd love to hit it this weekend if we could. But what's in it for you is all the latest property content. We're talking house prices. We're talking interest rates. We're talking rents and what's going on with those as well. So you get all of that as and when it happens. And let's get some views on this video. Let's smash that like, tickle that like, do something to the like button. That helps with the YouTube algorithm. And that really has helped the channel grow. So thanks to everyone that does that. So landlords. Everyone is against the landlords. It feels like that a lot, doesn't it? It feels like the government are against them. The tenants don't like them. People just don't like landlords. And they've had enough, the landlords. They're pushed from all different angles. They're being hit with taxes. They're being hit with regulation. They've got tenants that they don't like, that don't like them even. And they've got the government that don't like them as well. And so it means it's a difficult environment for landlords at the moment. And tenants, if you're watching this and you are a tenant, you might think, great, let's get rid of the landlords. But think about this. If you get rid of all the private landlords, they have accountability. If you're a private landlord and you don't sort your property, the council can get on you and fine you and get those things sorted for you quite quickly. Compare that to a big corporation. Compare that to social housing providers. Compare that to councils. Councils are the worst landlords officially in this country. We've got videos where we talk about Liverpool Council and other councils in the country that have got 30% of the properties that aren't fit for someone to live in at the moment, but they're still renting them out. And so a lot of landlords are leaving the market. And I want to talk about why that is so you can understand. And if you're leaving or considering leaving or staying, tell me if one of these resonates with you. The first one is Section 24. Now, this has been around for a while and it's progressively got worse. It's at its worst part that it could possibly be now. And so normally in a business, if you're a plumber and you buy something for your business or you buy some marketing or buy a phone bill, you take that off as an expense. And that reduces your tax bill. Now, the biggest expense for a landlord is, of course, their mortgage. And for years, for decades, landlords could fairly take that off as an expense. So they wouldn't pay tax on that. But the government's changed that now. And so landlords cannot get mortgage relief. They have to basically pay tax on the gross rental amount. They can take off a few things, don't get me wrong, but it's not much. And so because of that, you could get a landlord that's paying getting £1,000 in rent. Maybe their mortgage is £600, meaning there's £400 potential profit there. But because they're a higher rate tax earner, they might be paying around 50% tax. So that means they might be paying £500 in tax, roughly, or thereabouts then. And so they would be losing money in that scenario. And in that scenario, what then happens if the boiler breaks or something else happens? That isn't great. And that happens if landlords own properties in their personal name. Section 24, look it up. It's not great. Next is the EPC stuff. Now, this is something that the government's been pushing. The Conservatives had this. they're saying that landlords have got to get the properties up to a level C or above by 2028. Now, this isn't effectively an active law yet. Ed Miliband's talking about this, and it's been slow walked. And what they're saying is that if you can't get it to a level C, because it's an old building and it's just never going to get there, you've got to spend a minimum of 15 grand trying. Now, most landlords make £2,000 per year profit per property. That doesn't work, does it? That's 7 years profits wiped out. And so because of that, they just want to leave. And they think this is an unfair thing, because this EPC stuff, while it's good to be green, no normal house has to do this. It's only getting pushed on to landlords at the moment. And so that's a consideration that's meaning a lot of landlords have to quit. And EPC, a lot of people say it's false. It doesn't work properly. It isn't fit for purpose. So it's interesting to see what happens with that EPC stuff. And the biggest gripe that landlords have got at the moment is the Renters' Rights Bill. This is going through Parliament at the moment. I think this will get royal assent, meaning it's ticked off and then the King signs it off. I think that will happen this year. And what will happen then is landlords won't be able to use something called Section 21. That's what we call a no-fault eviction. Now, some landlords use that in unscrupulous ways. They get rid of a tenant for no reason, and then they put a new tenant in on a much higher rent. Now, lots of landlords use it in the correct way. They want to be able to get their property back. Maybe there's someone that's in tenant arrears. Maybe they've damaged the property. There's antisocial behaviour. Section 21 gets them their property back within 2 months if all goes well. Now, if they don't have Section 21, they've got to use something called Section 8. That goes through the courts. The courts currently are taking 9 months to see those. So imagine if you're a landlord, you've got someone not paying you rent. They're already in arrears, because by the time you serve this Section 8, they're going to be 2 months, 3 months in arrears, and then you've got to wait 9 months to get your court date. You win in court, then you've got to get a bailiff. That could take months. Again, could take 18 months to get your property back with no money coming in. That worries a lot of landlords, and that's making them leave the market. And so because of this, 30% of landlords have quit the market already. Now, according to HMRC, 50%, and this is similar to the Simply Business survey, they're considering leaving. The landlords left, 50% of them are looking to downsize or sell property. That's not good. What that will do is reduce the rental supply. Then you've still got the same amount of people needing to rent. And then those people will have increased rents. That's what will happen. And that's happened in Scotland. Scotland pushed a lot of landlords out over the pandemic, and those landlords quit, and rents in Scotland have gone up at an alarming rate, even when they put rent controls on. So look, a lot of landlords are looking to leave the market still. I don't know whether you will or not. I'm staying. I think there's great opportunities in property still, and it's a great investment. But I think you need to know what's going on, and I think you need to make sure you know all the rules, which is why you should subscribe to a channel like this or someone else's and keep up to date with what's going on. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And before you go, make sure you grab Mortgage Secrets. This ebook will help you find the best broker. It will also talk about off-market deals. I'm talking lenders that aren't on comparison sites, aren't with your broker. It's in the description. It's in the first comment. Grab a copy of that while you're here. Do also check out all the other content as well on the video, on the channel. We've got 1,500 videos now, including this video right here.